Against all odds. The journey of a single father. David always believed that life held endless possibilities. He envisioned a future filled with achievements, laughter, and shared dreams with his loving wife. However, nothing could have prepared him for the day she left him, abandoning him and their 6-year-old son Alex without warning. That day, as the world around him shattered into a million fragmented pieces, David found himself standing at the precipice of despair. Yet, amid the heartache and isolation, a tiny spark of determination was born. A determination to not only survive for himself and his son, but to build a life they could both be proud of. In the weeks that followed the painful departure, David's home transformed into a silent battleground of memories. Every corner reminded him of happier times. The photograph of a smiling family on the living room wall, the echo of shared laughter in the hallway, and the lingering scent of her perfume that seemed to haunt every room. With Alex's wide, innocent eyes looking up at him for comfort, David knew that his role had changed irrevocably. The responsibility of nurturing a young soul fell squarely on his shoulders, and while the weight of grief was crushing, the love for his son served as a lifeline. The early mornings were the hardest. While other fathers prepared their children for school with a sense of routine, David's mornings were filled with a whirlwind of chaos. He would wake up before dawn, often battling insomnia induced by worry and heartache, and then face a barrage of daily challenges. From getting Alex ready for school on time to juggling a second job just to make ends meet, David's days were a relentless struggle. Despite the fatigue and constant stress, he refused to allow the bitterness of abandonment to extinguish the light in his heart. Instead, he clung to the belief that every hardship was a stepping stone to something greater. Financial instability was a constant, gnawing worry. The bills piled up as fast as the doubts in his mind. Rent, utilities, and food all seemed to demand immediate attention, leaving little room for dreams or aspirations. Many evenings after putting Alex to bed, David would sit alone at the kitchen table with a cup of cold coffee, staring blankly at the scattered bills and invoices. But within those quiet moments of despair, a resolute thought began to take shape. He would work tirelessly to secure a better future, not just for himself, but for Alex. Every hardship he faced was a lesson, a challenge to rise above the circumstances and prove that the past did not dictate the future. Despite the crushing responsibilities, David made a solemn promise to himself. He would transform the pain into purpose. With an unyielding ambition burning inside him, he started seeking opportunities to learn and grow. In the rare quiet hours of the night, when Alex was sound asleep, David would enroll in online courses to enhance his skills. He devoured lessons on business management, digital marketing, and personal development, always keeping his eyes fixed on a horizon where success was not merely a distant dream, but an achievable reality. Even when the burden of grief seemed overwhelming, the idea of creating a better life for Alex and himself propelled him forward. Yet the journey was anything but smooth. David encountered setbacks at every turn, a rejected loan application here, a failed business pitch there, and moments when the specter of self-doubt loomed large. Friends and acquaintances occasionally whispered that he was chasing an illusion, that his dreams were too lofty for someone burdened by such a painful past. But David refused to let negativity dictate his course. Instead, he drew strength from the quiet resilience that had sustained him during the darkest days. Every rejection became fuel for his ambition, every setback a lesson in perseverance. With each new challenge, He began to see that the obstacles in his path were not insurmountable barriers, but rather tests of his resolve. One particularly cold winter night, when the chill seemed to seep into his very bones, David hit what felt like rock bottom. After a grueling day of working 2 jobs and putting Alex to bed without much conversation or laughter, he sat by the window watching the snowfall. The scene was both beautiful and melancholic, a reminder of how life could be both harsh and unexpectedly gentle. In that moment of solitude, he made a vow. He would no longer allow the scars of the past to define his future. He decided then and there that he would build his dream brick by brick, fueled by hope, determination, and the love of his son. The turning point came when David finally secured a modest yet promising opportunity to launch his own small business. Combining the skills he had honed over countless sleepless nights with his deep understanding of the challenges faced by everyday people, he opened a small digital marketing consultancy. It wasn't glamorous at first. His office was a cramped space above a rundown storefront, and the equipment was secondhand. But it was his own. With every client he served, every campaign he launched, David saw tangible signs that his vision was slowly taking shape. The early days were a whirlwind of challenges, late payments, skeptical customers, and an ever-present pressure to prove that he could indeed succeed. Throughout this tumultuous period, Alex remained his unwavering beacon of hope. The little boy, barely understanding the full extent of their struggles, continued to bring light into David's life. Alex's laughter, his innocent questions about the world, and even his occasional clinginess on particularly hard days, reminded David that every sacrifice was worth it. Their bond grew stronger as they navigated the labyrinth of life together. Even as David labored late into the night, he made time to read bedtime stories to Alex, recounting tales of heroes and adventures, stories that, in some small way, mirrored his own journey. Slowly but surely, David's persistence began to bear fruit. Word of mouth spread about the digital marketing consultancy that delivered results with an unmistakable personal touch. The small business started receiving a steady stream of clients, each success story adding a new chapter to David's own narrative of resilience. As revenue increased, so did his confidence. He reinvested every extra penny into the business, determined to refine his services and broaden his reach. With every hurdle crossed, David's dream of a better life, once a fragile hope, became increasingly tangible. As months turned into years, David's life underwent a remarkable transformation. The modest consultancy grew into a thriving enterprise, employing a team of dedicated professionals who shared his vision. With newfound stability, he was able to secure a comfortable home for him and Alex, a place that, for the first time in years, exuded warmth and promise rather than echoes of abandonment. His success was not measured solely in financial terms, but in the quiet satisfaction of knowing that he had defied the odds. The challenges that once seemed insurmountable were now the very building blocks of his triumph. Yet, even as he reveled in his achievements, David never forgot the lessons of his past. He made it a point to mentor young entrepreneurs and single parents, sharing his story and the wisdom he had gleaned from his journey. He established community programs that offered free courses and counseling, hoping to light the way for others who faced similar hardships. David believed that every individual, regardless of their background or circumstances, possessed the inner strength to overcome adversity and create a meaningful life. His own story became a living testament to that belief, a narrative of transformation, resilience, and the unyielding power of hope. One sunny afternoon, while sitting on the porch of his new home and watching Alex play in the yard with a group of neighborhood children, David reflected on the long road that had brought him here. There were moments he still found it hard to believe that he had come so far, from the pain of abandonment and the darkness of despair to a life filled with purpose and success. The journey had been marked by sweat, tears, and relentless determination, but it had also been a testament to the transformative power of love and hope. Looking into Alex's eyes, filled with unbridled curiosity and joy, David felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude. He realized that the very challenges that had once threatened to break him had, in fact, forged him into a stronger, wiser, and more compassionate person. His ambition for success was never about material wealth or societal recognition. It was about creating a legacy of resilience and courage that Alex could carry forward into the future. Every sleepless night, every tear shed in solitude, and every setback had culminated in a life that was not only successful, but deeply meaningful. David's journey had taught him that life, in all its unpredictability, was an opportunity to rise from the ashes of despair and rebuild anew. He often shared this philosophy with those who sought his advice, that every setback was not the end, but a beginning, a chance to reinvent oneself and pursue one's dreams with renewed vigor. His story resonated with many who found themselves at crossroads, struggling to reconcile the harsh realities of life with their hopes for a brighter future. In the years that followed, David continued to expand his business and his community outreach. He remained a pillar of strength and an example of what can be achieved when one refuses to succumb to life's adversities. His name became synonymous with perseverance and integrity, and his journey inspired countless others to embark on their own paths of transformation. David's dream lifestyle, a life filled with balance, success, and deep personal fulfillment, was not the result of luck or chance, but the product of unwavering resolve, hard work, and an unbreakable bond with the person who mattered most to him, his son, Alex. Today, as David stands at the helm of a thriving enterprise and a loving home, his heart swells with pride. Not only has he achieved the success he once thought was unattainable, but he has also built a legacy of hope that will endure long after the scars of his past have faded. His story is a reminder that, no matter how dark the night may seem, the dawn always arrives, and with it comes the promise of a new beginning. In the quiet moments before sunrise, when the world is still and the promise of a new day lingers in the air, David often reflects on the journey that brought him here. He recalls the painful day when his wife left, the many long nights spent wrestling with doubt and despair, and the relentless drive that propelled him forward. Each memory, both bitter and sweet, is a testament to the power of resilience and the human spirit's capacity to overcome even the harshest of trials. For David, success is measured not in the size of his bank account or the accolades he has received, but in the knowledge that he has forged a path of his own making, a path that is defined by determination, sacrifice, and love. His journey, fraught with heartache and uncertainty, is a living example that even when life seems to have abandoned you, you still possess the power to rise, rebuild, and create a future that shines brighter than the darkest of times. And so, as the sun peeks over the horizon, casting a golden glow on the home he has built with unwavering determination, David stands as a beacon of hope. His life, once shattered by abandonment and pain, is now a symphony of resilience, a motivational story that inspires others to believe in themselves, to fight against the odds, and to never, ever give up on their dreams.